a shorty playing in the front yard of the crib. Fell down and I bumped my head. Somebody helped me up and asked me if I bumped my head. I said, yeah. So then they said, oh, so that means you're gonna switch it on them. I said, yeah, flip mode. Flip mode is the greatest. You know, and as a shorty, I was always told that if I ain't gonna be part of the greatest, I gotta be the greatest myself. Come on, yeah, come on. Yeah, nigga, what a surprise. Give you something, make a nigga close both of your eyes. All my niggas getting money capitalized. Die, little small guy, we on the rise. Everything a nigga touch, platinumized. Full of your crib, you know we coming on supplies. Got a big gun and I'ma show you the size. You fuck with any of my flip mode family ties. Me and my niggas be coming through, stroking you out. Killing off any and everything you talking about. See you in the club, now we walking you out. Should've thought twice before you went and open your mouth. Yo, anyway, we stay keeping it moving. Fucking with the wrong nigga, hope you know what you're doing. Now blame me, all the same niggas is lame. It's not a game, make a name, still splitting your brain. Y'all niggas had enough? Give me some more. Y'all niggas want the wild shit? Give me some more. Yo, split with the weed at? Give me some more. I know y'all niggas need that. Give me some more. Even though we getting money, you could give me some more. With the cars in the big crib, give me some more. Everybody spread love, give me some more. If you want it, let me hear you say it, give me some more. Blast with a rash, give me my cash, licking my ass, running with my money, son, go out with a blast. Do what you want, the niggas cut in the corner, you fucking up the order, go ahead and meet the reporter. Yo, she telling news on how you switch to a bitch. Little fake funny style, nigga, chill with a snitch. So now I pass you straight, I don't got nothing to ask you. Make a little room for me, you know my niggas to pass through. Cartier, Sidney Portier, hooray shit. Roll with all of my niggas from around the way shit. When I come through, y'all niggas know I do my thing, bring more shit to generate money. Cha-ching, arrest you, lyrically, flow will caress you. Bless you, then the nigga come to your rescue. Why you assuming nigga blossom and bloom? I'm coming soon, hit you with a boom, give me some room. Y'all niggas had enough? Give me some more. Y'all niggas want the wild shit? Give me some more. Hey, split with the weed at? Give me some more. I know y'all niggas need that. Give me some more. Even though we getting money, you can give me some more. Cars in the big crib, give me some more. Everybody's red love, give me some more. If you want it, let me hear you say it. Give me some more. Yo, live nigga shit, know what I mean? That represent when we getting money and reign supreme. Hope y'all niggas know we coming through full steam. Can't see me, better turn on your high beam. All my niggas while I'm ringing the siren. Flip mode, we go with niggas from my team. Never should you ever try to fuck with my cream. Or OD when my shit get all in your bloodstream. Every time we be ripping and be blowing it down, blowing you all fucking with the hottest niggas around. Rockers for me and my people run through your town, holding it down, thinking the wild nigga give me my crown. Hey, all my people need to come and surround. A nigga be hitting so much I make you fall on the ground. Sure to make you shot, that's what I be all about. Turning you out, making all of you niggas fall out. Y'all niggas had enough? Give me some more. Y'all niggas want the wild shit? Give me some more. Hey, split for the weed at? Give me some more. I know y'all niggas need that. Give me some more. Even though we getting money, you can give me some more. With the cars in the big crib, give me some more. Everybody spread love, give me some more. If you want it, let me hear you say it. Give me some more.
This goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Yo, fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like things. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. And we can dip down low and roll it, grind. Get on the floor like I said before. Y'all
All right, chat. How we doing? How are we all doing? This fine Saturday evening. I think I got a great show for you tonight. I don't know. Maybe it's great. Maybe it'll be shit. I don't know. I'm kind of retarded. It might be shit. It's probably shit. But I think it'll be good. Just because we got a lot to talk about. A lot of things been happening. By the way, I'm getting over a cold, so if I'm snorting and honking and sniffing and all in the mic, I don't know, too fucking bad. What do you want me to do about it? See, there I go. There I go already. So says, am I doing a live coverage of the Sports Bowl tomorrow? I'm probably not going to do that. First of all, I'm pretty sure the NFL aggressively takes down anybody. Fucking, even fair use be damned. They'll fucking sue you for saying Super Bowl. Like, but no, I don't care. When have I ever cared? When have I ever given a shit about football? But we got a lot to talk about tonight. First, we're gonna start with a lot of good news tonight, and then we're gonna talk about a lot of people losing their fucking minds. So, some good news. Nikki Haley managed to come in second place in a one-person competition, which is pretty amazing. Pardon me. It's pretty amazing. The Nevada primary, I guess it was, she manages to get less than none of the above. Was it none of these candidates or something like that got like 60% of the vote? Because they wouldn't let Trump be on that ballot. So he says talking shit about Eric July is my favorite subject at the moment. I don't think I have a lot of Eric July stuff to talk about tonight. Although I did watch Ripoff Verse latest video on him, which was hilarious. So we got some stuff to talk about. So yeah, Nikki Haley continues to be epically humiliated, and that's fantastic. And then other good news, Toby Keith died. And Tuesday we heard about that. Stomach cancer. So let's take a moment and dance on Toby Keith's grave a little bit. Because fuck him. Fuck him and everything he was about. You know, if you were to like go on Reddit and ask the most annoying fedora you can find to describe a white Southern Christian, they would probably describe to you something like Toby Keith. Just utter trash. And the biggest parts of his career were basically providing the soundtrack for the Patriot Act in the Iraq War. So fuck Toby Keith. I'm glad he's dead, and I hope he suffered. He had stomach cancer, which is I'd come to find out firsthand from a loved one having a similar fate. It's a pretty terrible fucking death. So good that he died that way. I mean, I could think of worse that he probably deserved, but fuck him. He was trash. I actually had somebody get on my case like, you shouldn't say that about another Christian, a brother in Christ. And look, I don't know if Toby Keith was really a Christian. You know, there's some, like I don't actually believe W is a Christian. I think that's about as real as his cowboy shtick. Toby Keith might have been a Christian. I don't know. Christians are still capable of being shitheads. I know that we have this fucking fantasy that you become saved and instantly the Holy Spirit cleans all the shit. Look, I'm a shithead. I'm dancing on a man's grave right now. I'm a shithead and I'm saved. I assure you I am. Trust me. I wouldn't waste my time associating with other Christians if I wasn't. But yeah, fuck Toby Keith, man. Fuck him. I hate country music to begin with. So, like, yeah, I'm not going to respect him as an artist, but I don't respect him as a human being. Fuck him. I'm glad he's dead. Another relic of the W years in the dirt where it fucking belongs. Forney says Trump could have registered for the Nevada primary, but he didn't because it's pointless. It's a non-binding primary. Nevada awards its delegates via a caucus, which Trump did participate. I did not know that. Nevada never seems to be a big make or break for either party, from what I understand, primary-wise, so I can't say I knew a ton about it. It's just funny that she, she just lost to none of the above. I'm glad she doesn't drop out of the race. I hope she tries to run as an independent. Like Nikki Haley is remarkably evil, even by politician standards. That woman is essentially like if you took the worst aspects of George W. Bush and Hillary Clinton and melded them together. That I would rather we get 4 more years of Biden. As much of a shit show as he's been, as much of a disaster as he's been, I will take more of this pathetic, lumbering, shambling, pedophilic corpse of a man in the White House than I would take Nikki Haley. I would, honest to God, if by some machinations they give her the Republican nomination, I will vote for Joe Biden instead. Or I will vote for whatever dipshit pothead the Libertarians ran, or I'll write in Trump, or write in Ron fucking Paul. I don't know. Something. I ain't voting for Nikki Haley. Under no fucking circumstances am I voting for Nikki Haley. Like, I can't even begin to imagine. Like, who could you run that would be worse than Nikki Haley? The reanimated corpse of Joseph Stalin? Like, under no circumstances am I voting for fucking Nikki Haley. Period. Like, I will gladly elect none of these candidates as president. All right, so we danced on Toby Keith's grave a little bit because fuck him. Once again, I want to reiterate, fuck him. I'm glad he's dead. So let's talk about a few. I guess we can talk about the Putin thing a little bit. So Tucker interviewed Putin, and of course every leftist and every neocon. I mean, not just, everybody thinks just the left, but like neocons, like Sebastian Gorkin and shit, losing their mind over the fact that Tucker is interviewing Putin. Like, would you interview Hitler in the 30s? And I'm like, I would think so, yes. Isn't that what a journalist is supposed to fucking do? Yeah, so he interviews Putin, and I don't know. I've only seen the highlights so far. I haven't sat down and watched the whole thing. I probably will. Maybe tonight. But it did just sort of seem like Putin decided to spurg on about like the most autistic history shit. Like the robot from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like, Putin, why did you invade Ukraine? He's like, thousands of years ago, before the dawn of man, as you do it. Like, all right, that's great. Eldridge fan says, Bechtloff, good news. I went to church for the first time in years today. Bad news, it was a Catholic church. Sorry, Bechtloff, you got another papist in the chat. Well, I mean, I don't know. We're going to take your wrench away or something. I don't know what's going on with that. I just hope you didn't get molested. That's all I hope. You're probably too old for that, though, so I think you were fine. So I said Putin being autistic and autistically answering anyone on the side of Europe. Yeah, I always kind of got a bit of a... Putin didn't seem like the most warm and sociable person. So, yeah, I'm not exactly surprised. He might be a little autistic. But he's got that ruthless dictator autism, not that Sonic Adventure 2 autism. So I guess he's okay. I guess he's doing okay for himself. So yeah, I didn't really watch a lot of that because, I've been busy, working for a living. But I'll probably watch some of it. I get the feeling it's probably just boring more than anything else. Like, I'm probably just going to be bored with it. I know, I'm just a stupid American. I'm just a dumb, fat American. What do we know? We just went to the moon, Russia. What do we know? Maybe maybe you'd be on the moon now if you spent less time just bootlegging Sega Genesis games all the time. But yeah, everybody's spurring at him. How dare you interview him? It's like, he's a world leader. Like, you're supposed to interview him. So the other thing we're going to talk about is, I don't know if you all noticed in the last few weeks, but the online right has been losing their fucking minds over Taylor Swift. And I'm not really sure why exactly. Near as I can tell, she's not doing anything to them. She's making pop songs and watching her boyfriend play football. That seems to be fucking it. And for that, for essentially just existing, near as I can tell, the online right has declared fucking jihad on her. And they've lost their fucking minds. I don't know why. Well, she endorsed Biden. I guess she did. I didn't even see that directly, to be honest with you. And I follow her on social media. She doesn't really run her mouth on social media, by the way. She's very quiet in general. She just fucking makes music and lives her life, near as I can tell. But I guess she released a statement saying she endorsed Biden. Big fucking deal. All the entertainers do that. They endorse the Democrats. Always. All right? I don't know what to tell you, Republicans. Maybe you can't run around being the party of Philistines and expect artists to fucking endorse you. Maybe that's how that works. Of course she's going to endorse Biden. Would she endorse? Again, she's a fucking artist. Whether you like her shit or not, she's a fucking recording artist. She's not going to endorse the party of Philistines. And economic issues isn't going to get her to give a shit because she's literally a billionaire. You think she notices what's going on at the gas pump or the grocery store? Of fucking course not. So they're losing their fucking minds. I mean, the online right, I want to say. Yeah, I haven't heard a ton of, Yeah, nobody in real life gives a shit. But the online right is big fucking mad at her. And I don't know why. I really genuinely can't figure out why. I guess she endorsed Biden, but so did literally the entire entertainment industry. What exactly has made them zero in on her, I don't quite understand. Again, she's made fucking pop songs and she's watched her boyfriend play football. That seems to be the only thing I can actually see she's literally fucking doing. So, in that vein of right-wingers losing their goddamn minds about Taylor Swift, and I mean losing their goddamn minds, they're big mad. Big fucking mad. Well, over at The Blaze, we have a fucking article. And I'm going to screenshot this because I want you to drink it in, chat. I want you to drink this in. You're already seeing the headline, but let's... This is an article on The Blaze, on Blaze Media. Glenn Beck's website. Sure, the left has Taylor Swift, but we have Cat Turd. And some of you are even like, "What is Cat Turd?" Some of you, that is Cat Turd is a retarded boomer on Twitter and Rumble who recites Facebook memes at your aunt posts. That's what Cat Turd is. by the way. Tucker interviewed him, and if you've ever seen, I don't know why, by the way, Tucker makes some bonkers ass choices. It's like, it almost kind of diminishes that you interviewed Putin, because you interviewed like Cat Turd right before. But he interviewed Cat Turd, and if you've ever seen Cat Turd, he looks like he'd be playing a character in a fucking Daily Wire ripoff of Yellowstone. That's what Cat Turd looks like. Again, it's just a boom. I want to say shit poster, but that's giving him too much credit. It's a fucking boomer on Facebook. I don't even know if he's on Facebook. Who does streams on Rumble, and he's on Twitter, and he just, again, the memes that your conservative boomer aunt who watches Blue Bloods on Saturday night posts on fucking Facebook. That's just what that's Cat Turd's script. Do I have the mirror cringe? Do I have the mirror selfie of him with sunglasses and cowboy hat? I do not, because I don't generally save a lot of Cat Turd pictures to my fucking laptop. But I know what you're talking about, and it's pretty easy to find. I'm not gonna, because I don't care. I'm only screenshotting because I want you to drink it in. I want you to drink this in, guys. Take that, left turds. You might have the world's most popular recording artist, but we have a retard on Rumble. Now, the article goes on to basically say that celebrity endorsements don't have that much of a political sway, and he's kind of right. But still, I assure you, Taylor Swift's endorsement is moving the needle more than the entirety of Cat Turd's. Because Cat Turd doesn't move the needle, by the way. He doesn't even get out the vote. Cat Turd is the kind of guy. There's a certain brand of political media, and it's arguably most political media, but a certain brand of political motivated media that certainly doesn't change anybody's fucking mind, and it really doesn't even get out the vote. Maybe it fires people up a little bit, but the people tuning into it are already super into politics. And this is a left and right thing, where it's just preaching to the choir. It's just masturbation, okay? It's just, I'm going to tell you all the things you already believe and jerk you off so that you'll give me money. That's a large portion of what you'll find on Gab and Rumble. And yeah, a large portion of shit on the left. Bread tubes this fucking way. That kind of stuff doesn't win a fucking election. I'm sorry to tell you. Nothing going on at the Blaze wins a fucking election. Maybe a primary. But that's it. Alright? So he says, did I see the latest rip-off verse dunk on Eric July with Danny Glenn? But yes, I did. It was hilarious. That channel's great. I wish they post it more often, but the videos are such high quality, and that person apparently makes those puppets that I can't even bitch about that. So yeah, I don't understand what has happened with the online right here. Why this Taylor Swift is a psyop. No, she's not. First of all, it's not like she came out of nowhere. Okay, this bitch been on the charts since like 2008 or something. Okay. You know. Why? There's this big streak on the right that's basically decided, let's be like Anita Sarkeesian was like 10 years ago. Only we're not even going to have, popular media outlets, defending us. We're not going to have big corporations defending us. But we're just going to shit on everything everybody likes. By the way, you see this every fucking year with the Super Bowl, too, for the last few years. Where you get some of these trads or social conservatives, mostly the trads, or the Wignats or whatever. I mean, I guess the social conservative, the evangelicals will never stop fucking loving football. But you get that smug shit of like, it's bread and circuses. And look, I've shared those memes too because I fucking hate football. But like, I don't know. I don't really anymore. Because like, life's fucking hard. You're getting raped every time you go to the grocery store. Like, financially, obviously. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. And people want to watch a bunch of nogs throw a ball around, and that entertains them. Good for them. Good for them, man. Have fun. You like your trash, you like your trash. Alright? I like my trash, okay? Play a fucking Mario game, or read a stupid ass fucking Spider-Man comic or some shit. It's whatever, man. I happen to think I could defend those things a little bit more artistically, but whatever. I guess I just don't get it. I guess I just don't see the poetry in a bunch of overpaid apes that would hate you if they knew you, kicking a funny shaped ball around. But there I go shitting on it. And I don't really even want to do that. Because whatever, man. If it gets you through the fucking week. If at the end of your fucking 3 or 4 12-hour shifts in your work week, plus the 8-hour, you're at the end of your 50-hour week at the fucking dildo factory, or the gas station, or Amazon in your wage cage, or wherever you fucking work, if watching a bunch of idiots throw a ball around fucking makes you happy, then good for you, man. I'm not gonna sit here like, you shouldn't be watching that. You should be obsessing about politics. Like me. That's stupid, man. It's a waste of your fucking life. Yeah, you should be informed and that kind of stuff, but like, don't let it fucking consume you. My God. And by the way, not everybody that does that shit, not everybody that fucking watches the NFL or goes to the next Marvel movie or listens to a fucking Taylor Swift album is uninformed. You can actually watch the news and also watch football or whatever the fuck else you like. So all that smug shit, like, I'm too smart for that. I'm too switched on for that. I don't know, man. And I used to do shit like that. I used to be a little like that too. It's gay though. It's cringe. Knock it off. So you want to watch your stupid bow tomorrow? Have fucking fun, man. It ain't for me. It ain't for me. I think it's the most boring fucking thing in the world. It ain't for me. But I don't want to sit here and denigrate you for it. I really don't anymore. So, everybody is big mad that Taylor Swift exists. She's just making pop songs. And you know what? They're good songs. She's a damn good songwriter. Mad. She's and the NFL is going to be rigged because... Shut up. Just shut up. First of all, I don't know if the NFL is rigged. I doubt it. I'm sure there's a little bit of rigging. Like, I'm sure there's a few crooked refs that push things some ways. But no, it's not all scripted. It's not the fucking WWF. Like... You all sound like lunatics, too, every time you go off that everything everybody likes is a psyop. Like, I understand the mentality that, like, when everybody's huge into a thing and you don't get it, it's easy to be pissed off about that. It's easy to be resentful, and it's easy to even feel fucking smug and smarter than everybody else. And that shit is gay. I'm not going to act like I've never felt that way. Lord knows I felt that way about fucking football before. Because Lord knows it's shoved down your fucking throat. But whatever, man. It's popular for a reason. I don't really get why, but there must be a fucking reason. So yeah, man. I don't know. All these online... And I understand a lot of them are grifters, and that's why they fucking do this. But it's like, we could be talking about the economy. We could be talking about the fact that, Biden has literally been declared mentally unfit to stand trial, but he's still a sitting president. Or just mostly the economy. You want to win a fucking election, talk about the economy. Because, look, we could sit here and talk about the fact that, like, Joe Biden raped his daughter. Okay, that's a fucking fact. I didn't say that. The FBI said that. All right? Let me rephrase that. I didn't say that. Ashley Babbitt said that fucking happened, and the FBI confirmed that Ashley Babbitt did indeed... Babbitt. Not Ashley Babbitt. That's the chick they murdered at January 6th. is it Ashley Biden? I don't know. Joe Biden's daughter said that it fucking happened. And the FBI confirmed that Joe Biden's daughter said that it fucking happened. They confirmed that diary was real. All right? And that's a thing that happened. All right? And do you doubt it happened? You can't just take one look at him and say, yeah, that probably fucking happened, didn't it? But guess what? That ain't gonna move the needle. See, at the end of the day, most people are just trying to live their lives. And they want to hear what you're going to do about the fact that, you know, trip to the grocery store costs $1 billion fucking now. What are you going to do about the fact gas is like $4 a gallon if you're fucking lucky? That's what the fuck they want to hear about, all right? So, but instead of talking about instead of talking about the economy, you're talking about that you're mad about a pop singer that she apparently just fucking exists. I know what we'll do. We'll bitch and moan about what is literally the world's most popular recording artist. I bet you that will make everyone like us. I kind of doubt it. I don't know. I don't think that's a big old winning gamer strategy there, chat. But leave it to the Republicans to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Boy, if there's one thing they're fucking good at. So speaking of meltdowns, a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, I don't fucking remember. Larry David, the guy, one of the Seinfeld co-creators, the star of the show Curb Your Enthusiasm, a show I've never seen but been meaning to for years. And I feel like I've seen it just from having seen clips and memes and shit of it. It's one of those kind of shows. It's almost like The Office, where you feel like you've watched it, even though I feel like I've watched The Office and I never have. But unlike The Office, I actually would like to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm at some point. I'm sure I have it on HBO Max. I should fire it up. Point is, Larry David, well-known grumpy-ass fucking comedic talent. He was on some sort of live show with Elmo and some Sesame Street characters, and Elmo was on there. So he goes and he chokes Elmo, because Elmo's fucking annoying, and I think we've all wanted to choke Elmo. And by the way, to his credit, the voice actor playing Elmo never broke character. That's cool. That's, thumbs up there, bud. Top shelf professionalism. So a few people got mad, but most people thought it was very funny. Because it was very funny. One person in particular got big mad. Fucking big mad. And it's a name you probably ain't heard in a while. Star of Stand By Me and the absolute worst part of any Star Trek series ever, Will Wheaton, got big fucking mad. Big fucking mad at Larry David for choking out Elmo. And we're gonna read what he posted on Facebook. He's not on Twitter anymore because too many people call him a fag on Twitter because Elon lets you do that now. So he left Twitter, but he's still on Facebook. We're gonna read what Will Wheaton has to say. I'm not gonna go into screen share because I don't care. It's probably better you just have your fucking memes here. But we're gonna read a little of what Will Wheaton has to say. We might not even read all of it because actually, let me go into screen share for a second because I think you do need to see this. When I say he had something to say, I say this motherfucker had something to say. Holy shit, did he have something to say. You see all that, chat? He had some shit to say. Everybody screen caps it and they don't even get all of it. Like, people shared it on Twitter screen capping it. You can't even screen cap all of it. Because this motherfucker wrote an essay on his thoughts about Elmo. So we're going to read this. So Will Wheaton on February 3rd at 2:21 p.m. on Facebook writes, so I heard about Larry David assaulting Elmo on live television, but didn't watch it until now because I knew it would upset me. Holy shit, it's even worse than I thought. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Elmo is like the best friend to multiple generations of children. In the Sesame Street universe, all caps here, Elmo is a child who is currently putting mental health and caring for others in the spotlight. Well, Elmo is not a child. Elmo is a sock on a hand. Just so we're clear. If he was a child, he's been a child since like 1989. And Larry David, did, that. I thought it was going to be, funny. What? What an asshole. What a stupid, self-centered, tone-deaf asshole. Full disclosure, all the time when I was growing up, my dad would grab me by the shoulders and shake me while he screamed in my face. Probably because you're a little faggot, Will. I think I'm taking your dad's side on this, honestly, to be honest. Like, given what I know about you, Will, I feel like he probably was... you were probably... It probably wasn't even when you were a child. Probably when you were like 20. And he's like, can't you be a man? He choked me more than once. He was out of control. Always in a furious rage. It's because his son was a faggot. He wasn't taking it well. And always terrifying. I'm a 51-year-old man, and my heart is pounding right now, recalling how I felt when I was a little boy who loved Grover the way today's kids love Elmo. That's the other thing, by the way. This grown-ass man, this 51-year-old man crying about a sock on a hand, cannot even claim any sort of nostalgia because Elmo was not a thing when he was a kid. He's 9 years older than... he's 11 years older than me. And I wasn't a little kid when Elmo was a thing. I didn't watch a ton of Sesame Street as a kid. Because, I don't know, I always kind of sneered at the educational shit. Like, that's gay. I'm not going to have you preach to me. That's fucking gay. But I did watch a little bit of Sesame Street when I was little. And Elmo wasn't around. I think that puppet was around since, like, the 80s, but it didn't even have a name. Had, like, a different voice actor and a different name or something. Elmo, the character, didn't come around until, I believe, the 90s. Late 80s, at least. So this motherfucker can't even claim nostalgia. Like, any nostalgic attachment to Elmo. And Elmo's also fucking annoying. Like, there's certain kids that, like, nobody hates Mr. Rogers, okay? Nobody hates Big Bird or Grover. You know what I mean? But, like, something like Elmo or Barney the Dinosaur, anybody over 5 finds it fucking annoying. Which is why the thing that Larry David did was funny. Anyways, Will continues. So this is appalling, unforgivable, despicable. So this appalling, unforgivable, it's unforgivable that he assaulted a sock on a hand. It's the unforgivable sin. He blasphemed the Holy Spirit by being mad at an annoying Muppet. So this appalling, unforgivable, despicable act hits more than one raw nerve for me. And I'm going to say I wish I'd been able to say this sort of thing happened to... I'm going to say what I wish I'd been able to say when this sort of thing happened to me. Larry David, this was not okay, and your obviously insincere apology communicates that you don't get that. First of all, you aren't even in the segment, but you decided to barge in and draw focus because... Why? You couldn't stand that a puppet brought people together in a meaningful way that you can't... Who are the adult Elmo fans, and can we take away their right to vote, please? Like, jeez. I'm sorry, there's plenty of kid media you can enjoy as an adult. Like, anybody of any age can go watch fucking Pixar, fucking watch you Wall-E, that shit's great, There's plenty of kid media that an adult can even enjoy. I would even argue there's been things on Sesame Street that an adult could easily find entertaining. Hell, early on, they actually made a point of having things in there that would entertain adults just because they knew parents were watching. Now I think they have things on there that entertain emotionally stunted adults that are trapped in whatever age they got molested in. But back then it was like, you're stuck watching this with your kid. Here's something entertaining for you too. And also, it's good to not talk down to a kid. You kind of should challenge the kid a little bit. Like, children's media should feel like it's aimed at kids a little bit older than what it's really aimed for. Because you should be getting kids you should be challenging them. You should be scaring them a little bit, getting them to mature, to harden up, to toughen up, to fucking grow up. So he says, I'm sure Linkara would like Elmo. Well, let's not touch that right now. Anyways, Will Wheaton continues. You can't stand that your appearance on national television to promote your wildly successful series was delayed for a few seconds while the adults talked about mental health. I would legitimately be annoyed too. If I am an Emmy award-winning fucking writer and actor and comedian, who, by the way, again, co-created Seinfeld, the most celebrated fucking sitcom of all goddamn time. So I think if I'm in Larry David's position and I'm made to wait a little bit longer for my segment because the newscasters are talking to an extremely annoying sock on a hand, I might be a little pissed off too. I don't know. I feel like I would, chat. I feel like if anybody's earned the right to be like, no, you're not delaying me any longer for fucking Tickle Me Elmo over here. You wanted to manufacture a viral moment where everyone got to see what an asshole you are, so they'll tune in and watch you portray an asshole in the last season of your show that celebrates how great it is to be an asshole without ever experiencing the consequences of being an asshole. Didn't you play a character in Star Trek that was an annoying, fucking twat who never experienced the consequences for being an annoying twat? I really want to know what raced through his tiny little mind. Again, the co-creator of Seinfeld and his fucking man-child is calling his mind tiny. And why there was no voice or person that spoke up to stop him from expressing violence towards a children's puppet. Caps here, who was there to talk about his love and empathy for people having a tough time, mattered and made a difference. Who was there to talk about how his love and empathy for people having a tough time mattered and made a difference. God, you write like a woman. Elmo and his dad were there to talk about his dad. Elmo has a dad. Okay. Are we talking about the voice actor that originally portrayed him in molested children? Is that who we're talking about? Elmo and his dad were there to talk about empathy, love, kindness, and caring for each other. Larry David was there to promote the final, thank God maybe he'll go away now, season of Is Curb Your Enthusiasm still going on? It's pretty bitchin', man. It should have been on for a while. I really should catch up on that. Thank you, Will Wheaton, for reminding me I should watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like, read the room, dickhead. It isn't always about you being the center of attention. And understand what's happening in the moment, fucko. This man should just exist in a locker. Understand there are larger things in the world than you and your garbage ego. You know who is watching the Today Show with their parents? Kids who also watch Sesame Street. Elmo is an avatar for children all over the world. Annoying autistic children, maybe. Children who are too small to understand Elmo is a puppet will know that a man attacks someone they love for no reason. And that will frighten and confuse them. Okay, let's be moralizing faggots for a moment here. So he says, even adult TMNT fans not spurg out like this. No, we don't. Forney says, left because one of my neighbors showed up. Come back. Bechtloff was talking about Elmo. We're talking about Will Wheaton spurging out over Elmo, by the way. Catch up here, Matt. Larry David attacked Elmo on television because it was funny, and Will Wheaton's having a fucking meltdown about it. Which, doesn't that sound like a Curb Your Enthusiasm plot? This is the best episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. But again, the voice actor for Elmo did stay in character and kind of rolled the whole thing off. So, if anything, kids were given a lesson there of, how to not fucking melt down over adversity. Let's see. Elmo inspired a deeply meaningful and important moment of collective support among disparate people who have been struggling through the trauma of a pandemic. Oh, you mean when you when all the people you support, Will, locked us in our house over a cold? Daily mass shootings. The rise of fascism. And everything associated with Trump's violence and cruelty. This is all Trump's fault, guys. It's all Trump's fault. You can't help it, can you? You are less self-aware than AI than fucking data. And shitty idiot Larry David couldn't leave it alone. For some reason, he had to indirectly tell everyone who opened their hearts to a Muppet that they were stupid. Yes, I will agree with Larry David. That everyone who opened their hearts to a Muppet were stupid. And he thought it was a good joke to physically attack and choke this character who is beloved by children and adults alike. Again, who are these adults, and can we take away can we isolate them somewhere? Larry David strikes me as a person who mocks and belittles people who are vulnerable and sensitive and enjoys being cruel because he feels untouchable. That is the definition of these fucking smug assholes like Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton will just... The amount of times I've seen him and others like him fucking just utterly ruin someone's life because they made an off-color joke and then, hide behind a block button about it. Fuck these people. Why do people have such a strong opinion on a Muppet? Not even a good one either. Not one of the ones Jim made. He was dead in the ground by the time Elmo showed up. Good God, this goes on. I don't even want to finish the last of this. It just goes on and on. There's like 3 more fucking paragraphs. Jesus, Will. Here's a comment on there. Because there's a lot of comments. Weirdly enough, a lot of people taking his side, which is disturbing. But Will Wheaton has one comment here where he says, listen, if you're here to dismissively blather on about how I can't take a joke, or it was just a joke, or I'm too sensitive, or whatever else comes from your bag of invalidation, that's the worst fucking Dungeons and Dragons item. Please just leave. What a fag. What a fucking fag. Forney says, okay, I Googled this. Weird how everyone's treating Elmo like he's real. It's like Arrested Development when people start assaulting Franklin Puppet every time he says something offensive. I remember one time, Jeff Dunham, Comedy Central, I guess, sent him out there. back in the 2000s, he was on the red carpet for like the Emmys or some shit with the fucking Walter puppet, and he's interviewing people, he's interviewing celebrities, but with the Walter puppet. And the one I can't remember what it was, just some Hollywood thought or something, or some Hollywood actor, I can't remember who, said something like, "Why am I talking to the puppet like it's real?" And Walter looks at him and goes, "I was wondering the same thing. Why am I talking to a puppet like it's real?" Oh. No wonder Will fucking identifies with a puppet. He is a fucking puppet. That's all an actor is. Fucking Pinocchio ass nigga. Will Wheaton is the gayest motherfucker in the world. Jesus. How do you get that upset? Oh, first of all, it's funny. And again, I will reiterate, props to the fucking voice actor and all for Elmo that like just did not break character. Like that was actually kind of cool. He just sort of like and then once he walked away, he goes, "No touching people without permission." You ever see the one blooper? Julia Louis-Dreyfus was guest starring on Sesame Street at one point, because Sesame Street is just a long history of adult celebrities that these babies watching it should not and realistically would not know being on the show. But whatever, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is on there, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus has one of the filthiest mouths you've ever fucking heard in your life. Like, that woman swears like just an absolute sailor. One of the many reasons she's hot as fuck. I'm not into Jewish bitches, but man, Julie Louis-Dreyfus can still get it. So she's on she's on Sesame Street, and she's with Elmo. And she says, she messes up her line. She goes, "Oh, fuck." And again, the voice actor with Elmo, I love somebody who stays in character like that. Like, she said a bad word, $5 in the swear jar. And she's joking like, "You'll be a rich Muppet for the end of the day." So yeah, props to the voice actor for staying in character. That's cool as fuck. But no, it was funny, and Will Wheaton is a faggot. Let's just what a fag. What a fag. It's a sock on a hand. And just like, he assaulted a child. It's like, no, he didn't. It's not only a sock on a hand. It's like a 30-year-old sock on a hand. And again, Will Wheaton doesn't even have direct nostalgia for it. This isn't a part of his childhood. That is the single gayest motherfucker on the planet. Like, funny, he says, "Are there people who have ever cared what Will Wheaton has to say about anything?" Nobody. No, not even. Truly, shut up, Wesley. Again, let's remember, I mean, I know he was in Stand By Me, but how many fucking people younger than Gen X really remember Stand By Me? Let's remember, this man is remembered for being the single worst part of a television show that was canceled fucking 30 years ago this year. Canceled, not started airing. Aired its last episode 30 years ago this year. And he was the single worst fucking part of it. And trust me, if you've watched season 1 of TNG, there were some low fucking parts. I'm sorry. Everyone wants to shit on Neelix in Voyager. I would watch hours of Neelix before I'd take 5 minutes of Wesley Crusher. Neelix legitimately made me laugh more than a few times, because all the times that he was annoying the fuck out of Tuvok were basically comedy gold as far as I'm concerned. When he says, Wheaton, your claim to fame as being Gene Roddenberry's Mary Sue and being written out of TNG after he was too senile to run it anyways. And let's not forget how his character was written out of it. His character ran off with a magical space pedophile. I'm not even making that up. His character ran off to be fifth dimensionally molested by a magical space pedophile. And the entire crew of the Enterprise is like, yeah, that's for the best. And don't tell me the Traveler was just interested in exploring Wesley's mind. Because I don't believe you. Even the way they wrote that character off was about you. You ever see that Robot Chicken bit where it's like the writers of TNG trying to get rid of fucking Will Wheaton, and they're like, we can't. His contract is ironclad and dipped in gold. He had all that standby meat. Oh, man. You fuck Wesley. You fuck Will Wheaton. What a fucking dickhead. And he's literally done nothing since. I know he used to guest star in, like, the fucking Big Bang Theory. Just as himself. But that's it. That's the only time I'd ever seen him, like, on any show ever. Outside of Star Trek. And that wasn't even a special thing, because that show was all about having, fucking nerd guest stars in there. Like nerd culture fucking guest stars. God, that was so gay. How can you honestly be that much of a fag? When he says, to be fair, none of the TNG actors went on to do anything useful outside. I don't know about that, man. A lot of them did a lot of great voice work. And I know you can say, oh, it's just voice work, who cares? But it's like, I have a great respect for voice actors, and I gotta tell you, like, guys like Michael Dorn and shit like that, they did a lot of that. Jonathan Frakes went on to direct a lot of shit, too. And yeah, a lot of them kind of rested on it because, like, you don't... There just come a point where who cares? Like, you don't need anything after that, you know? But, like, I don't think Will Wheaton was ever in that position where he was really comfortable with it. You know what I mean? He doesn't seem like a guy that's comfortable with just about anything. There's a difference being, like, I was in this really successful show that, is a cultural phenomenon, and if I ever need money, I can go to a fucking Comic-Con and sign my name on things for $50 a pop. So I don't feel the need to do much of anything. But yeah, a lot of them did a lot of voice work, which is cool. And Jonathan Frakes did a ton of directing. And yeah, Patrick Stewart, I mean, you can say what you will about the X-Men movies, but he's probably just as well known for that. And Patrick Stewart's another guy who does a ton of voice work. Forney says TNG was so successful.
Have you heard of Jesus?
I'm sorry, got distracted there. TNG was so successful that the rest, I'm sure the cast can just coast on the royalties for the rest of the return. Oh yeah, like I said, when you're that much of a, let's be real, for better or worse, Star Trek's a phenomenon. It certainly was. And yeah, if you're Brent Spiner, if you ever need money, go to San Diego Comic-Con, sit at a booth, and sign your name on things for $50 a pop. There's worse positions to be in this world. And again, that's worst case scenario. That's not counting all the royalties and other stuff like that. And yeah, these guys, they got tons of little bits of roles here and there. Like Brent Spiner was the Spider. Brent Spiner, I remember very vividly, was the scientist in Independence Day. I'd see him pop up a lot of times in little things like that. Again, Michael Dorn did tremendous amount of voice work. Patrick Stewart did tremendous amount of voice work, and very famously again did Professor X, and also did Professor X's voice in like every video game since voice work in video games was a thing. Heath J sends $10. Thank you very much for that. Fuck Will Wheaton, LOL, and fuck you too for not pushing a notification for the stream. Cheers. We'll listen to this later. Well, thank you very much for that. Forney says, I like what Michael Dorn said about it, something to the effect of him not being typecast because the TOS cast got to make 6 movies, which very few TV actors ever accomplished. Yeah, a lot of them had really good attitudes about that. I can understand it's frustrating to be typecast, but there's also, like, if you even got to have one role that was this huge cultural phenomenon that would impact people for generations, that's pretty fucking cool, and it's a lot more than most actors get to do. And especially if it's something where you can basically coast off the fucking, residuals forever. Again, I use it as an example because to me it seems like just the most, imagine going to a convention, sitting at a booth, and just being able to sign your name on things all day for $50 a pop, or however much you charge. Nice work if you can get it. You know what I mean? Forney says, I fired up Elder Scrolls Oblivion the other day where Patrick Stewart voices the Emperor who gets shanked. Oh, yeah, tons of voice work. Patrick Stewart had that recurring role in American Dad, which was hilarious. But yeah, the amount of times I hear Michael Dorn in particular pop up in voice work. And hell, Jonathan Frakes was one of the main producers on Gargoyles, I believe. I know he directed some of it, and he did the recurring voice for that. Those guys were never going hungry after that show. Let's put it that way. Yeah, nothing they ever did really matched that cultural phenomenon. But again, I compare it to somebody like Will Wheaton. I really have a hard time thinking of other things I've seen or heard Will Wheaton in. So he says, it was tough for me to get into TNG years back because the first 3 seasons... Oh, yeah, trust me. The first season in particular is garbage. If somebody wanted to get into TNG, I'd say maybe give the pilot a shot. The pilot's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Other than that, out of season 1, I would say watch Conspiracy. That one's pretty good. Which oddly enough is the one Gene hated. Don't watch any of the rest of season 1. It's dog shit. Season 2 is iffy. If I was going to recommend TNG to somebody, I would give them 2 episodes. Like, look, okay, you know what the basic premise is, okay? Fine. So here's your 2 episodes you watch. You watch Measure of a Man, the episode where Data has the trial to see if he really has rights. You would think they would kind of, have sorted that out before they let him join the academy, but whatever. Still a good episode. And then the first one with the Borg, Q-Who. And then if you like that, then watch maybe the 2-parter with the Borg, Best of Both Worlds, because the Borg really are the fucking highlight of that show. And if you like those, then if those don't do it for you, the show's not for you. If Measure of a Man and Q-Who don't get you invested in it, then it's just not for you, and that's fine. Not everything is for you. Not everything has to be. Forney says, season 1 of TNG bad aside from the pilot and the episode where lore is introduced. I don't know why, but for some reason I was thinking that was season 2. The lore one. I will say Conspiracy is good, though. Conspiracy is a pretty good damn episode. Certainly the best of season 1. Not much of season 2 sticks out at me other than, I guess Measure of a Man was in that one. But I remember season 2 is when Tasha Yar got killed by the tar monster. Before he says Dorn also voiced Duke in Emperor Battles for Dune and voiced one of the Korgon warriors in Mass Effect 2. Oh yeah, Michael Dorn does voice work all the fucking time. Forney says, I'd say the episode where Tasha Yar dies while being crap is worth it as it has ramifications for a later plot. Yeah, that episode's goofy, but I kind of like it. It's goofy in a sort of TOS way, and it will always make me laugh the fact that the actor that played the tar monster almost died in that costume. Basically, they made that costume by soaking a sheet in, like, corn syrup and toner ink and just throwing it over this poor bastard. He almost drowned in the fucking costume. Armus the Tar Monster is such a powerful fictional character, he almost killed the guy portraying him. But yeah, see, Star Trek TNG doesn't really pick up its stride until season 3. I would argue DS9, while the first 2 seasons are fine, they're certainly better than TNG season 1. DS9 doesn't really hit its pace until Worf shows up, and I think that's season 3. Once Worf shows up and we got all the fucking shenanigans with the Dominion War going on and, you know, the Klingon Empire and the Cardassians are dragged in. One minute we're fighting these guys and the next minute that shit's fire. And that really hits the ground running with Worf showing up. And then Voyager's just all over the place. I can't tell you any one season. Voyager has some great episodes and it has some dog shit episodes, and it's literally Two-Face flipping a coin on which one you're gonna get. It's like TOS. It's batting about a 50%, 500, about a 50%. But yeah, those are the ones. And honestly, I'd recommend the Orville. If you like Star Trek, you know, and you're not happy with current Trek, because why would you be? I'd say the Orville. I cannot recommend the Orville enough. And the thing I'll say about the Orville is give it an honest shot, because very early on, it leans too much into the comedy. I still think it's good, but it feels more like a parody than a real show at a lot of points. And that was the network was really pushing, because that's what McFarlane was known for. They were really pushing the comedy aspect of it. But by the end of season 1, it's completely come into itself as a show. And season 2 and 3 are fantastic. Forney says, the guy playing the tar monster almost dying isn't a surprise. The show didn't get rid of those spandex uniforms until a chiropractor told the showrunner the cast was getting injuries from them. Somebody says, don't get me wrong, TNG is a fantastic series and added a lot of its great things to Star Trek lore, but I had to have the patience of a saint to get to its golden moments. Yeah, dude, season 1 TNG is the lowest point of Star Trek before, I'd say, the 09 reboot. Because that's when I basically check out. And then the newer shows afterwards, Discovery and all this other crap. It's garbage. I really don't count any. Aside from some of the IDW comics, nothing Star Trek made after Enterprise I fucking count. I even acknowledge. So with that in mind as my cutoff, season 1 TNG is the lowest point of the franchise. Though arguably the first fucking movie ain't further behind. Holy shit, is that boring. When he says the spandex uniforms they wore in the first 2 seasons were so tight that damaging the cast bones, and they also stank because they sweat and every smell would get it. That's disgusting, but it's not surprising. Also, the reason the old lady doctor is in, like, I think she's in season 2. Like, Beverly's gone in season 2, and then she's back in season 3. That's because, like, the actress that played Beverly, you can imagine she's a redhead. You know, and they're a little opinionated. I know you ever been around a ginger woman. They ain't shy. And she was butting heads with Gene on a lot of shit. She was always accusing him of sexism. And look, I'm not a Me Too kind of guy, but there were times she had a point. And, so Gene just got the fuck rid of her after season 1. It turned out she was really popular. That's why they brought her back. But what always makes me laugh is, I swear this is in the show, that Dr. Polanski, right? She's in season 2. And okay, look, it makes sense. If anything, it's almost completely unrealistic that this crew would be staying together for so long. Like, people get transferred to get promotions. They just get new assignments. You know, I know, like, Starfleet likes to pretend it's not a military, but it's a fucking military. Let's be fucking real. But she is. We don't talk about Beverly ever, even though her son's still around. It's season 2, and then we don't talk about Polanski ever again. There is no in-universe explanation given on that show for what happened to Dr. Polanski. Now, obviously, she just got fucking transferred somewhere else. Fine, but they never say it. They never fucking mention her again. When he says, come to think of it, Star Trek and spandex mishaps were common. Jerry Ryan's 7 and 9 outfit was so tight she needed a crew to get in and out of it. Why? I would sign up for that fucking job. Holy shit. God damn. I love 7 and 9, and not just because she was stacked as shit, but she's legitimately a great character. She is so fucking funny in that show. Because, like, first of all, she's super autistic, obviously, because I like that relearning your humanity trope, you know what I mean? And then there's one line in there where B'Elanna and Tom were already together, and for some reason, 7 and 9 was just, like, keeping an eye on him. Just to try and understand, you know, mating rituals and this sort of shit. And she got in trouble for having this log of, like, all the times they fought and stuff. And they're going through this log, and she's like, it's like 3 a.m., you know, 300 hours, B'Elanna and Tom have relations. And B'Elanna's all like, how do you know when we're having relations? And she just, with a little bit of a smirk and a raised eyebrow. And again, Jerry Ryan's a better actress than she ever got credit for. Just goes, there's no one on Deck 9, Section 12 that doesn't know when you're having relations. Forty says the actress that played Polanski was so annoying that I think everybody just prefers to imagine she got unalived off screen. She was, she played a character in the original series, actually. A different character, but yeah. She did some voice work, too. She was the voice of the one doctor chick in Batman the Animated Series. Like, there was a doctor character that Batman trusted, you know, if he got shot or something. Leslie Thompson, I think, was the doctor in Batman that she did the voice of. So he said, do you think the Tar Monster was a cast-off from the DS9 Changelings? I think it'd be cool. I don't believe so. No. Plus, he wasn't just a changeling. He had, like, fucking psychic powers and mind bullets and shit. Like, he was like, he had Odo powers plus full, like, Jean Grey powers. As far as I know, and I mean, they probably did stuff in like books and comics and shit, but I don't, and that's quite, sometimes they count that, sometimes they don't, which is a shame because I actually love what IDW has been doing with Star Trek recently. But as far as I know, they never acknowledged that character again. And I don't know, maybe like the current fucking shit, like Star Trek Picard or something, maybe he came back, but that's less canon than any of the comics or novels, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it was just like, yeah, we're going to leave this planet. We're going to put fucking warnings up around this planet. Don't go here. No, fuck you. And we never did. Well, I got my people away. I'm going to beam away. Fuck you. Before he just stopped thinking about it, season 1 was just Monster of the Week type episodes. The guy was a Monster of the Week with no further thought. We almost needed further thought because he just about killed the actor. So he says, Polanski actress was one of Gene's honeys from TOS days. That's not surprising, because for the autistic, annoying motherfucker that he was, Gene was a bit of a ladies' man. But yeah, the Tar Monster season 2, I'm pretty sure he's into season 2. Because, that actress, she thought she was going to be a movie star. Though in all fairness, early TNG, I think I'd wanted out of that show too. So it's just nobody speculates what happened to that planet with the Amazon women either. Or is that the planet where they made Riker wear that ridiculous like lingerie or something? What about like you talk about bad season 1. What about the planet? It's all fucking African Zulu warriors. And the chief goes all where the white woman at and kidnaps Tasha Yar. That episode's almost an uncomfortable watch. Like it's so. I hate to say it because again, I don't want to sound like a faggot like Will Wheaton, but let's be real. It's so racist. And you expect it to have been something from the 60s show. Somebody says TOS Star Trek is space horror. Every week somebody's trying to kill or enslave them. For being a supposedly secular humanist franchise, it's amazing how many times they meet gods in Star Trek. Fucking TOS, like every week. We're just meeting a new space god. Hell, they met a fucking Greek god at one point. So he says, how could I forget Monster of the Week trope was a very common thing in most shows back in the day. Well, you got to remember back then, I mean, hell, 1987 on that show, most people didn't even have a fucking VCR. Tape a show if they wanted to. So, like, you had to catch a show when it was on. And if you didn't, too fucking bad. So they really didn't want to write shows in a way that if you missed an episode, you were lost. I mean, nowadays with everything on streaming and that kind of shit, and even before, 15 years or so ago, everybody had digital cable, and even 20 years ago, if you really wanted to watch a show, you could fucking set your VCR and tape it. A blank tape was like $2. But prior to that, they were legitimately concerned that if you missed a show, now are you going to be able to catch up? And I understand that. You know what I mean? Like, you better be here Tuesday at 8:30 every fucking week, or else you might as well give it up. That's a lot to ask out of people. So yeah, there was definitely that monster of the week. Again, DS9 is when, especially when she started the Dominion War stuff, that's when they really took the idea of let's just do a serialized, unfolding, continual story, and that was the peak of the franchise. I mean, that's generally gonna be better. I don't mind one-off stories, and I don't mind monster of the week shit. But when you have a chance to really build something over a period of time, it's usually going to result in a better product. You know, a product, consumed product. I don't mean it that way, but like, you know, a better story. And again, I like some of my favorite X-Files are honestly the Monster of the Week shit, just because that's when they were coming up with cool fucking monsters. It almost got a touch boring, in my opinion, once you got into the really serialized stuff on X-Files. So he said the Moriarty hologram should have hijacked the replicators. I mean, let's not get into the whole replicators and fucking transporter shit. First of all, with the transporter shit, you're getting into real body horror stuff. But yeah, there's probably no reason the transporters can't just make a new fucking person. Alright, well, I've been going on for about an hour and a half, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Just a few things I wanted to talk about. Folks, if you enjoy the content I put out, do consider supporting the show. Streamlabs.com/thebechtloff. You send a donation, and even if I'm not live, we'll see it when I am live. PayPal.me/thebechtloff. Donations are appreciated. That's about all we got for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for listening. Sorry about that. I know my voice probably trailed off. Something caught my attention behind me. I was turning my head.